Pride and Prejudice, a classic, the novel, of course. This latest adaptation does not compare all that well with classic film with Laurence Olivier. So, Pride and Prejudice, the book again, is included on the best 100 books ever written of all time, because there would be also some lists for last century. I've seen recent time top 10 books of the decade. Interesting. Latter one. Gun Girls on it, and something I love very much, The Sisters Brothers. That's a spectacular, amusing, wonderful book. But coming back, so we have Keira Knightley. Somehow, this viewer has an issue here, has a problem, some qualms. On the one hand, he admits that this is indeed a formidable performer at times, but then there is also something that doesn't really appeal. Indeed, in quite a few movies, I think she's over the top and she's subtracting from the overall value of the motion picture instead of adding to it. That's probably a mistake, but then these are subjective, and it's not canon, and will never be. So there it is. She is Elizabeth Bennet, the heroine. I mean, she always is. That's part of the problem, because she has to be involved. Sometimes I have to speak a little bit more about the Duchess. In the Duchess, she's doing much better. I think 80% of her presence is positive, notable, adds to that film. 20%, it's not just her. I'm thinking the coiffure, the hairstyle, of the age, but somehow it's not making her look like the Duchess, the most important woman of the time, but some hippie of the 60s. Again, that's digressing, and it's not relevant, and it's also probably surely wrong. It's a truth universally acknowledged by a man. So that's as classic again as you can get. The introduction into Pride and Prejudice, which cannot ever happen, could not happen, according to a sort of a classic. Well, no, I'm throwing classics too much around, but it's trendy, it's making more than a splash, causing a furore, but then it's at this time. In a few years, another book will come and will just point by point, maybe probably contradict Capital by Thomas Piketty, because that's what I'm talking about. There's a documentary based on the book, I've seen it. And they mentioned Pride and Prejudice, or Jane Austen at one point, and said, that's, I mean, the idea of a rich man meeting a woman from another class, and furthermore having not just an affair, but bringing her to his level, and marriage, that's not likely. It's impossible. I mean, that never happened. There were different universes, so it was like saying we have a wedding now across the street with a Martian. So it's not these words said in, haven't read the book. I keep hearing mention of it, and I've seen to have an idea of the documentary, and they say some words to that effect, I guess. So we have this to consider, that we can see it's hard. That's the point of the book, and I'm not taking down Pride and Prejudice. I mean, I've already tried and criticized Knightley to some extent, so I'm not going to throw paint at the monument of literature, which I enjoyed on second reading too, by the way. I'm just saying that it's of course pleacă de acolo, că nu știi să stai. Am spus pleacă. Băi, potolește-te. I'm just saying that it looks that we have artistic license. Let's start with that. We have Donald Sutherland, to mention again the advantages of this adaptation. Donald Sutherland, legend, Rosamund Pike, Carey Mulligan, the two actresses nominated for Academy Awards in recent years for leading roles. Indeed, not no less. The story is familiar. We have Mr. Darcy. No love story here, so that's the way it is. To begin with, looks like an arrogant fool. But we're tempted to say maybe appearances deceive, which would contradict the classic Blink, the power of thinking without thinking, Malcolm Gladwell, together with Daniel Kahneman, a couple of most influential psychologists of this age, in which we find that indeed we look at appearances and we make decisions and stay with them most of the time. There are mistakes, but there are many benefits there. So he turns out to be a proud, decent, good, generous, loyal man, and worth all the trouble as we gradually advance into the narrative. And then, contrary to what history will tell us, he does get attached to Elizabeth Bennet. And there's much more going on. But that's what makes this classic, if not the film, the novel.